Hey, 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 chill out. Shaq, why you just like why you didn't enjoy it? Oh my gosh, you know what? What's going on YouTube? It's Deontay Tyrese with another episode of Why You So Mysterious, episode 3. And today we are talking about you live and you learn. Also, just to preface us just a bit, we do have some special guests in the house. We have my boy Ibn and my boy Shaq, who is special guesting today. And I really appreciate all of you guys. These last 2 weeks have been really great and really been helping me to like push through. No, you live and you learn. You live and you learn is really on my heart, especially because just to share a bit. I've been in a position to where some of the things that I should have learned, I didn't necessarily act as if I learned these lessons. Just to give y'all a bit of backstory, you're probably watching the video on like what's going on with the bandage on his lip. So just to give y'all the story, I went out Halloween night. I had way too many drinks to drink, and I fell, busted my knees and my lip, and had to go to the hospital. So with that being said, just to briefly give you the lessons in that, I know to be responsible with alcohol, understand that there's a limit and understand that when you are going through things, that it is not good to run a substance um, to alleviate the pain, to escape that pain in that moment, or whatever it is, that's the matter. And so, yeah, for me, I've understood that for me, I'm at a point to where I'm realizing that um, while in this life I don't too much enjoy hardship, there's just a lot of things that I don't truly like learn until I go through them. And that's really like a blessing and a curse in itself, especially because it's like while that there's so much that is avoidable just with the way that I am. I'm very hands on. I learn very kinetically. I have to like touch and feel things to like understand. And so, in this season of my life, hardships is just one of those things that has kind of like, uh, I would say that it's just been one of those things that I'm dealing with as I go through this thing. So, learning about the things that you've lived is so important, especially because if you give yourself the space to understand, to reflect, to really just take a step back and know what's going on in your life, it can be very important. That's truly how you like learn from the things that you live. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, right? You are going day after day, and let's just say if you truly never take no time for yourself, no time to like truly understand what it is that is happening to you at like any given time, man, um you would never understand what you like and what you don't like. A lot of times when you in situations, speaking for myself right now, especially when I never take the time to like understand what I'm feeling. All I know is I'm angry, I'm sad, or I'm happy. I'm angry, I'm sad, or I'm happy. While those are pretty prominent feelings, there is so much more to feelings and emotions for people that you truly just have to like understand. And if you never give yourself that time um to reflect, to meditate, to journal, then you'll just never understand what is it that you've learned on your day to day. You really have to give yourself some time, like every single day. When in Let's just say if you can't afford every single day, once out the week, understanding what is happening to you as you're living this life. Because without those things, you know what I'm saying, like you would just be going, you would just be going, you would just be going until you crash out. Your body is meant to endure so much, but it does have limits. I like to say people are like champagne bottles, and it's only so much or only so many times that you can shake up a champagne bottle before the top pops off, and then all the contents in the inside spills out. And also, when you think about people in the realms of a champagne bottle, right? Think about how fragile a champagne bottle is, right? One significant drop to a champagne bottle can either one, knock the cork off, or two, break the bottle. And I really want people to not be in either of those positions to where your top is popping off because you never know where it's going to explode at. No matter how much control you think you have over yourself and your life, um, that top can and will pop at any point, man. And I can't say that I've been there, but through those moments where I've really just had to like say, whoa, this is way too much. Like one of the things I'm okay with sharing, I've gone to jail before. And while me going to jail is not something that I'm proud of, and it's quite funny, I was in the same place too. I was downtown, I was drinking. Now when I went to jail, I was with my friends. Um, I think that if the authorities weren't alerted that I had a firearm, they probably would have, told us to straighten up and get out of there. But because there were reports that I had a firearm at the time, I am well within my rights to own a gun. In the state of Nevada, we're an open carry state. I didn't have the proper holster. The gun fell in my jeans. Uh, I vividly remember, and not even vividly, faintly. Well, no, that memory was pretty vivid. I vividly remember that gun fell in my jeans, and I'm drunk and I'm stumbling and I'm wobbling, and I picked the gun up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that I dropped the gun just on the ground because with the way that I had fitted jeans, so if anything, it would have fell down my pants leg and like stopped around where my boot was. But they say I dropped it on the ground. I uh, when I finally came to, I was in jail. I faintly remember being processed. I faintly remember even being put in the car. You know what I'm saying? But that happened, and man, around that time, like I really had to like sit back and think, like, bro, this is just way too much. You doing way too much. Like you got to slow down. And with this last lesson, it's really one of those things where it's like, if you are feeling a way, don't allow yourself to get too caught up into your thoughts and your emotions to the point to where like now you're using substances, and with how we know that substances work, man, before you know it, even even your right mind, you're not even in. So once you already, you started you drinking, you in too deep. I was in way too deep. This is really like, I would say like this may be like the first time people are even hearing this story, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's embarrassing. I'm not proud of it. I'm not hiding it, but I don't know what to tell everybody about, me, just being, especially when, you know, I have friends that's already told me about like my habits and things, and here I am, just being reckless. So really, I hope this podcast can help people understand that, you know, understand that you have limits, understand to stay within those limits, and understand that it's okay to like go to people when you need help, or figure out, how to get yourself help before it's too late. Alcohol is definitely one of those things that I'm taking a break from for a while, and maybe forever, because I shouldn't need additional substances to have a great time, especially when those substances are taking me so far outside of myself that I could possibly hurt myself and others. So to everybody that I possibly like worried, or had concerned, I'm really sorry. I love you, and I thank you for loving me even through this rough time. More or less, that's really what I need. I need y'all love. As I stated, it is important to have things to like decompress from your day, so you can understand whatever it is that you're feeling, um, so you are not at the crash out point, because once you get at the crash out point, there's just some things you do that you may not even be able to come back from. There's some point that you can be so intoxicated that you have no thought or recollection of anything that you've done. And I think that's one of the scariest things about alcohol, or about consuming too much alcohol. Is like, but you was living and breathing and doing things, but you don't even remember it. That's what's scary. This turned into like a therapy session. It's crazy. But I think that's also important, for me at least, because in creating this space, I really seen it as being like one of my spaces to release. Keeping things pent up has done me no good. That's one of the things that I have learned through this life that I lived. Keeping certain things, pent up has done me like nada. And I've crashed out. Have I crashed out to where I couldn't come back? I would say no. And I would attribute, thanking God for that, not allowing me to crash out to the point to where it's like I can't return, you know? The last two times that I was at my crash out point, the only person that I hurt the most is really, I hurt a lot of people. It was more emotional, if anything. And while I'm not proud of that, I thank the Lord, up above, that I haven't taken anyone's life, and I pray that I never will. Um, I don't think that's anything that I would be able to like live with. Guys, I really just want you guys to listen to this and understand that you really have to like slow down sometimes. You have to figure out what in this life can ground you, what in this life can keep you stable. Prioritize what's more important, prioritize what really matters. And that truly just comes through, finding time for you. Whether if you have to go and sit in your car just a little bit longer, or if you got to go to a park and listen to the birds chirp, whatever space that you can, sit in and just be happy, go to it. You got to write down, and you got to journal. And just don't let yourself get, to this, to a point of no return. Living a life of regret is something that none of us really wants to do. And so I pray you guys hear this message, and don't be too far gone to the point to where it's like you just lost. Because I look at a lot of people in this life, and they're just lost. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're going. They just going. Lastly, um, I want you guys to reflect on this and think about one thing that you learned. And if you can't think about one thing that you learned, I really want you to sit back and take some time to like reflect. Get you a pen and some paper. I know a lot of us take notes on digital things, but pen and paper notes are some of the best form of notes like there is. And I really want y'all to sit back, reflect, understand what you can do, write that thing down. If you feel comfortable with sharing one of the things that you've learned throughout this week with us in the comments, go ahead and share. If not, it's okay. If you feel like I've missed anything with this, because I feel like I want this to be an open space where people can get help, have fun, be educated. And so I thank y'all. Till next time, thank you so much for tuning in to Why You So Mysterious. I love y'all. Have a great day.